Jenelle Evans reveals she forces herself to be a mother. Former Teen Mom star Jenelle Evans has revealed that she forces herself to be a mother. This should come as no surprise, given that she is always leaving her children for a bigger and better deal. So what prompted the mother of three to say such a thing? Keep reading for more details. Jenelle Evans reveals she forces herself to be a mother. The last week has not been easy for the Teen Mom alum, as Jenelle Evans called the cops on her son, Jace. She has struggled with him since regaining custody in 2023. He ran away 3 times in under 2 months, but maintained it had to do with his stepfather, David Eason. David allegedly assaulted Jace, and he did not want to come home. Eventually, he did, and Jenelle left David and moved her family to Las Vegas. Problems continued to ensue there as she called the police on Jace for destroying her home several months ago. This same issue just occurred again as Jenelle called for police assistance. Once again, she stated that Jace had gotten aggressive and wanted him put on an involuntary 72-hour hold. He can be heard in the background of the 911 call, saying he did not do anything. Many followers were heartbroken to see this happening to Jace, as they could see he was crying for help. Recently, there were some people making comments about parenting and how Jenelle should be solely focused on them. She responded by saying, "This post refers to all my business I've been doing lately and just getting behind, because I force myself to be a mother before anything else, like I always have." Jenelle also went on to note that both 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom were highly edited, so the truth was altered. Followers and fans struggled to believe that the shows were so edited, so she clearly did not abuse or neglect her kids. However, many must remember that her estranged husband, David Eason, shot and killed the family dog, leading to Jenelle's MTV firing. It's all the fault of Teen Mom. Teen Mom fans struggled to believe anything that Jenelle Evans said about the editing. Plus, they disputed her forcing herself to be a mom when she is constantly traveling and with friends. They felt she was out of touch with her response to followers and failed to take any accountability for her life. She forces herself to be a mother? Wow, I hope her children don't read that. Remember when she did heroin on Tev? They obviously edited that, "You know what's wild." Notice Jenelle lies and gaslights the public when there is evidence of the things she's done. Wait till her kids become adults and try and tell her how they felt about their childhood. Saying, "I force myself to be a mother," sounds like something a POS mom would say. One person noted that she has been off of MTV for years. She briefly returned for a season but was let go. Therefore, the followers were talking about her active social media life. The hope is that her kids are okay in the long run. In a candid, soul-bearing Instagram live that sent ripples across Teen Mom fandoms and celebrity gossip pages alike, Jenelle Evans, the North Carolina firecracker whose life has played out in public since her teenage years, shared a stunning confession. "Some days, I have to force myself to be a mother." Her voice trembled, not with weakness, but with the unmistakable weight of exhaustion, the emotional fatigue of trying to navigate motherhood under the brightest, and often most unforgiving, public spotlight. For Jenelle, who shot to fame as a 16-year-old pregnant high school student on 16 and Pregnant, the journey from teen mom to adult woman has been anything but conventional. The unfiltered admission. "I know people are gonna twist my words," she said, a mix of resignation and defiance in her tone. "But I'm being real. I love my kids. I do. But that doesn't mean this is easy. Some mornings, I don't want to get out of bed. I want to disappear. But I force myself. I force myself to be a mother." The confession stirred a flurry of opinions. Critics rushed to their keyboards, interpreting her words as another example of irresponsibility. But for others, especially mothers quietly battling postpartum depression, burnout, or the suffocating pressure to be perfect, Jenelle's words felt like a raw, needed truth. The burden of persona. Over the years, Jenelle's name has become synonymous with controversy. Court battles, custody disputes, tumultuous relationships, and social media wars. Each has been part of her story. But behind the headlines lies a woman who has aged in reverse. A child forced into adulthood too soon, and an adult woman now grappling with the pieces of an identity shaped by chaos. She's no longer the girl storming off set during a reunion special or calling her mom from jail. She's a woman who has tasted love, heartbreak, custody loss, and healing in waves. But even in healing, the wounds never fully fade. "I have this idea in my head of what kind of mother I should be," she said, brushing away tears with the sleeve of an oversized hoodie. Pinterest moms. TikTok moms. The ones who have color-coded calendars and feed their kids organic, homemade meals every night. But then there's me, trying to keep my head above water, praying my kids don't hate me when they grow up. Honesty hurts, but it also heals. Jenelle's admission struck a nerve not because it was shocking, but because it was honest. In a world where motherhood is often portrayed as blissful, sacred, and picture-perfect, her confession shattered the illusion. Being a mom isn't always hugs and bedtime stories. Sometimes it's screaming into your pillow after everyone's asleep. Sometimes it's eating dinner over the sink because there's no time for a plate. Sometimes it's feeling like you're failing every single day. It's a sentiment so many women feel, but are afraid to say aloud. Jenelle didn't just say it, she screamed it into the void. And that void screamed back with understanding. The internet reacts. Social media lit up with divided reactions. One commenter wrote, "You chose to have kids. Being a mom isn't optional. Suck it up." Another countered, "This is the realest thing I've ever heard. Thank you for being brave enough to say it." Parenting blogs jumped on the story, dissecting Jenelle's words like a literary text. Was she admitting to negligence? Or was she showing a rare, courageous vulnerability that should be applauded? What became clear was this. Motherhood, like Jenelle herself, defies clean labels. A complicated kind of love. Despite the drama and legal woes, Jenelle has always shown one constant: her undeniable, if imperfect, love for her children. Jace, Kaiser, and Ensley aren't just reality TV footnotes. They are her reality. And sometimes reality is hard. She spoke about Jace's recent struggles, his need for stability, his confusion over the family dynamics, his quiet questions about why things are the way they are. He asks why I cry sometimes. I don't know how to answer without dumping all my guilt on him. I just say, "Mommy's tired, baby. Mommy's trying." Because I am. God knows I am. The power of the confession. In a society obsessed with redemption arcs, Jenelle's story offers something grittier. Persistence. She isn't seeking sainthood or sympathy. She's laying herself bare in a way that's both uncomfortable and compelling. By admitting she sometimes has to force herself into motherhood, she's not saying she regrets it. She's saying that love doesn't always arrive dressed in joy. Sometimes it shows up in doing the dishes when you want to scream, in packing lunches after a panic attack, in choosing your kids when the world tells you you're too broken to care for them. The path forward. Since that Instagram Live, Jenelle has reportedly started therapy and begun exploring maternal mental health resources. A close friend revealed she's not spiraling. She's self-reflecting. She's asking the hard questions, and for once, not just lashing out. She wants to get better. For her kids, for herself. There are no guarantees. This isn't a fairy tale or a PR spin. This is real life, and in real life, progress is slow. It's waking up every day and making the choice, again and again, to try. Conclusion: a mirror for many. Jenelle Evans' declaration wasn't just a moment of vulnerability. It was a mirror held up to the pressure cooker of modern motherhood. Whether you love her or loathe her, there's no denying the courage it takes to speak a truth that many only whisper in the dark. "I force myself to be a mother," she said. But maybe the act of forcing, of showing up even when it's hard, is one of the strongest forms of love there is.